Okay, gentlemen, once again, welcome to our virtual class in which we are going to discuss directed writing task 1, and I'm sure you can better view my screen. Let me enlarge it for you. This was the task last time we discussed, but but the idea was that at least some of you couldn't perhaps access it, or you didn't know exactly that you were supposed to do. That
Yes,
task
sir.
was missed. But I'm sure this time most of you have completed the task. Is it so? Have you
Yes, sir.
completed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's very good idea. And I'm sure you have chosen your peers for review as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me see who are available. There are 17 students. Muhammad Zuhaib Abbas, how are you, man?
Fine, sir. Alhamdulillah.
That's good. And who is going to give your review? I mean, review on your work.
Sir, Mahad has done, he has reviewed my work already
Fine, that's
and has
good.
awarded me a
Uh,
grade.
let me briefly read the task once again to everybody so that we are on the same page. The task type is directed writing task, and word limit is between 200 and 300. It's a kind of letter and it encompasses three important points. Let me read the task. Your class has decided to celebrate the end of the school year by visiting a place of interest. You are the class prefect. Your teacher has asked you to write a letter to the parents of your classmates to explain your plans. Write your letter. You must include the following: 1. When and where you are going and details of your travel arrangements. 2. Why your class has chosen this place and what you will do there. 3. How the students in your class will benefit from the trip. So these are three relevant points. Now coming to Zuhair for presentation, and we have here Mahad, who has taken review. Yes, Zuhair, please go ahead and read your work.
Dear parents, I pray this letter finds you in good health. This academic year has successfully come to its end, and like each year, it has been planned by the class to visit a tourist place in Pakistan to make this occasion memorable. This letter is for your convenience, is to inform you that the destination unanimously decided was Malam Jabba, located on the peaks of one of the highest hills in Sawat. We would depart from the college on 14th April 2020 at 9 a.m. sharp, looking forward to our 1 week stay at the resort. Our transportation will be based on the college coasters and buses. Till the mountains uh, our transportation will be based on the college coasters and buses till the mountains, and then we would be divided into groups to travel on four-wheeler mountain vehicles. All safety measures would be there too. Our class has unanimously decided to visit this place. This was because none of us had been here before, and our administration, when informed, also found it appropriate and convenient, as they had links with the resort's um, authorities. Moreover, the students found it as a very thrilling experience which would enable them to remember this occasion as an unforgettable one. Our thrill and enthusiasm, coupled with the ease of the arrangements, made this trip even more inevitable. We would stay there for a week and would also move to nearby areas for further exploration of the place. We would also have photography sessions coupled with snow hiking. In conclusion, the stay itself would be an adventure of its own. We, the students, will find this trip as a method to divert ourselves from the painstaking routine of everyday work, and and also as a means to relax our minds and enjoy. I would be pleased to entertain any queries regarding the management. I await your kind reply. Yours faithfully, Zuhair, class prefect.
Okay, that was a good example. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Now we have the person who reviewed this work. He's, I think he's Mahad.
Yes, sir.
Mahad, how will you rate the job you have recently
Yes, sir.
read? And let me say a couple of words before Mahad goes in air. I personally think that that was fine. It was good attempt. And here I would like to urge one thing which is very important. And that is when we have a lot of time, we are in our homes, we can produce far better work. But now what is the exact aim? In exams, the examiners are aware of this fact that we cannot produce as better a job as we can produce when we have plenty of time. Time, according to researches, is a very important factor in preparation and performance. That is an accepted thing. Therefore, the instructions which are passed to the examiners are very clear that they should not expect anything, any material that could be produced in home after spending hours on it. They keep in view the time, and then they measure the quality of the content and work overall, or language proficiency. All these factors are taken, but time factor is present. But a very big but, it hardly means, I don't want to say this, that you should relax yourself. What exactly I want you? I want you this, that you understand this factor and try to minimize the difference. I'm sure you will never fully fill it, but minimize the difference of quality when you work at home,
Sir,
when you work
sir,
in
can
your
you repeat it, please?
uh, what?
The la- Sir, the last point you said that you want what you want in our writing task.
Oh, okay. I exactly want you that when you sit in exams, that is the final product, whatever it is. And you should try your level best to produce it as better as you can, right? And we need to minimize the difference, that difference when you work at home comfortably and the work you produce in your exams should be very close to the work you do in your leisure time. Though it is very difficult, it will be different for different people, but I'll urge you to stretch your limits to a certain extent. Why? Because whatever grades you get finally, those will be printed on your cards and they will make a mark in your future life, in admissions and things like that. Okay, cutting it myself short, I would like Mahad, and just one thing more, which I'd like to add here. That is unanimously, Zuhaib used unanimously twice. What exactly I would like all together, right? Or some word which can replace unanimously, so that repetition is not a very good idea in
Yes,
class.
sir.
Okay. So please go ahead, Mahar.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, sir. Sir, I graded him a B because there were a few places in which he could have used different words and he could have conveyed the sense more clearly. And there were quite a few grammatical errors because I've checked the work, I've reviewed the work through pictures, so that's why I know where he made the mistakes as well. And however, there was good vocabulary and the selection of words was pretty good, so that's why I think B is going to be a good grade.
Okay. Now, next time, whenever you grade Mahad and others, please be mindful that now on two different aspects, your grading should be on two different aspects. The first aspect will be the use of language, and the first will be relevance and content, and the second one will be use of language. So please take notes that these are important factors, and you can grade on two factors, and afterwards it will be divided by two, and that will be the final grade of the person. And if you keep in view marking scheme when you work with any assignment of a student, that would be a brilliant idea, and you can better understand how examiners look at your work once it's done. Okay, next volunteer who will read his work. Do it quickly this time. I don't want to waste time.
Someone was.
Yes, who is the next person who is going to read his work? We have Muhammad Abdullah Khan. Yes, Abdullah, is your work ready? What about Abdullah Masood? Okay, Muhammad Ammar Khan. Muhammad Harun Ali. Okay, if you log into this classroom through your mobile sets, and everybody has smartphones, I know your mics will be working very well, but I exactly don't understand why you use computers and other devices for logging into my classroom. Okay, I would like a couple of more voices. Okay. Those who have mics, they can give me options, and I will choose one then. Okay. It's almost, unthinkable that everybody's mic is not working.
Sir, I'll do it, please.
You are
Ahmed Nawaz.
Ahmad Nawaz. And who has taken your review?
Sir Talal.
Talal is around? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Ahmad Nawaz, go ahead, please.
Yes. Dear parents, I, being the class prefect, would like to make the details of the end of the year trip known to you. After voting, the class agreed upon going to Attak Amusement Park along with the Textile Museum, which is adjacent to it. It is scheduled on the 10th of March, the departure from our college being at 7 a.m. in the morning, and return is scheduled to be by 6:30 in the evening. The travel arrangements are in accordance with Devo Travels, in which the money which is to be paid, it would be added to the fees of the cadets.
The word
Uh,
is cadet,
Cadet.
not cadet, cadet.
Cadet.
Yes, it looks odd to pronounce it like that, but anyways, we need to learn the correct pronunciation.
Yes, sir.
Cadet.
It is
Okay,
the
arm up your mics, other guys. Okay, get some seriousness. You are in the classroom, and this
uh,
video is being recorded as well. Okay.
it is the unanimous decision of the whole class. As firstly, we would spend 2 hours in the museum, and by 11 a.m. we would move into the amusement park, where everyone could enjoy according to their own interests in the form of thriller rides, traditional games, different types of food, and even movies in the cinema hall.
Okay.
All of this does.
Ahmed, here, let me cut you. I'll have to cut you time and again because I don't have the memory that at the end of the work I'll be able to do everything.
Yes,
So
sir.
let me please allow me to cut you when I find a thing.
Yes, sir.
One thing which is impractical slightly, it seems to me at least, that is movies. Okay, and you know it very well that even if you have a choice of movies in such parks in Pakistan, uh, you don't have time for movies. Only one movie can be watched. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
it should not be overgeneralized. Be particular, and this is something using particular language and contextual language will will be an extra topping on your pizza of exams, because when you are particular and you use specific vocab and you are mindful whatever you are saying or writing, it, it makes your examiners generous in giving you marks. But when you
Yes, sir.
just write things in English, then your marks, awarding of marks will be always marginal. Okay, so be very very
Yes, sir.
specific when you describe a thing. Please carry on.
All of this in turn does have a benefit for us. Firstly, by visiting the museum, we would benefit educationally by learning more about the ancient town, uh, and also that we may be able to make priceless memories in the park by doing what amuses us. The quality time spent in the bus together would also be quite memorable. Such an excursional and educational trip combined would be really helpful to our minds by not limiting education to one classroom. As also, this trip marks the end of our class, the year could be summed up in one good memory. Yours faithfully, Ahmed Nawaz.
Okay, so who took your review?
Sir Talal.
Sir, me.
Okay, Talal, go ahead, man. What you have to say?
Sir, I went through his work and there were very few mistakes, like the one you specified that he was general in the places he had to be specific, and there was a correct use of vocabulary, and uh, I think he reached to the word limit as well, so I graded him A.
Okay, fine. Well, that's a good idea in case you find reviewers, especially when you find that the people who have come to you for review, uh, they have
Sir,
yeah, let me finish. They have covered points, or they have approached to maximum, coverage of points. So you should be slightly generous, be on the positive side. Yes, Zohaib?
sir, I think it's lacking the conclusion.
Yeah, it was slightly, it was abrupt. But at this age, things are like that. Anyways, I think Zuhair's point is valid, Ahmed. It should not be abrupt, though it is a letter. It should not be cut like that. It is slightly unnatural. Zuhair is
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay,
Okay.
let's have. Thank you, Ahmed Nawaz. Thank you, Talal. Did your review work?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Talal, for this good effort, and thank you, of course, Ahmed Nawaz, for completing the task and presenting it
No
here.
problem.
Yes, sir.
And that's good. And good job, Zohaib. You pointed out it means that you were involved in the class. That's another very, very good point. Uh, I would like now the next person who has not only worked but taken the review of his colleague. Yes, Saad bin Wakas, you can go. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. What about the next person? Do it quickly. We are supposed to do it. No? Abdul Samad Mir, where is he? Is he around? Okay. Ahmad Hassan Iqbal, have you done the job?
No, sir.
No. It means you have not completed your task.
Sir, I haven't started it.
Why?
I forgot.
How can you forget, man? This is not something that even when you have made a timetable for your work, I don't think so. There is a reason to forget. Please be focused. And where is the second Ahmad? Ahmad from Iqbal Wing. Second one.
The
Muhammad
British.
Ahmad. Okay, Muhammad Ahmad. Hisham bin Noman. Is your work ready?
Sir, Amar has done his work.
Amar is willing.
Sir, I have
Hisham, who has taken your review?
I didn't get it reviewed.
Okay. So, Hisham, I think so you should present your work. No problem. I will review it.
Yes, sir. Dear parents, a milestone has been covered as
Get closer to
as
the
a
mic.
student,
Get,
as a teacher.
please get closer to the mic so that we may see you.
Dear parents, a milestone has been covered as me and my classmates we will be ending the school this year. So to celebrate our successful journey, we have decided to go to to visit the beautiful valley of Arankel, Kashmir. We will depart on 2nd of June after gathering at the college. All the arrangements will be made by the college. There will be a 2-night stay. Arankel has been chosen by the cadets after mutual discussion. There are various reasons for it being chosen. The main reason was that this trip is a recreational trip. Moreover, there are a lot of historic places near Arankel, making it an educational one too. We will spend one day in Arankel where we will explore the beauty of Arankel. This trip will prove beneficial as my fellow students will learn about the history of Kashmir, the topography and the scenic beauty of Arankel will give them time and a good place to relax. Yours faithfully, Hisham.
Hisham, how many words have you written, by the way?
I haven't counted.
Okay. I think so it would be a good idea if you count your words and let us know, because I think it is it's less than the requirement. And what about the benefits? How many benefits have you written? Can you please tell us?
Sir, I've written about that the students will learn about the history of Kashmir, and the second point is that the beauty of Arankel will give them time to relax.
Mhm. Well, rating a word which is less than the limit is a problem. I think so. You should take a personal review of your work and add sections. Why? Because I think information is insufficient to rate it. Fine. You should add more sections to your work and write. For example, if there are 3 points, it is a very good idea to write smaller paragraphs or small paragraphs for each category. For example, there were 3 categories. For category first one, which covers your travel arrangements, you will have 3 simple paragraphs. Maybe one paragraph has two lines, but write three shorter paragraphs, and then write, the reasons for choosing this place. Three paragraphs, at least three reasons, one for each, and then at least three benefits. Okay. So write smart. When once you write a for example, you want to write travel arrangements. So you will first of all write a topic sentence, and right after the topic sentence, you can go and elaborate travel arrangements. Likewise, when you turn to the place you have chosen, some reasons. So first of all, you will mention this, summarize it in your topic sentence, and then go ahead and write at least two more paragraphs which tell why you have chosen a certain place. And the third thing, of course, is benefits. And in benefits, you can write multiple benefits, but since we have a limit to words, you can go for three smaller paragraphs, each covering, or every paragraph covering one benefit. So that's it here. And now what exactly we are going to do more? Okay, is there anyone else who wants to present his work? There are many boys, and in classroom, we had been doing it for at least 40 minutes. Muhammad Abdullah Khan. Muhammad Abdullah Khan. Okay, and what about Samal? Samal, have you completed your work? Okay, fine. Now, gentlemen, coming to a grammar section. Let us do some part of grammar. And in my previous lesson, somewhere, I tried to cover some sentence structure. So today I will cover simple and compound sentences. A simple sentence, in fact, a sentence, let us find out first of all what is a sentence. A sentence, in fact, conveys a complete idea. Okay? Sentence conveys a complete idea. Okay. For example, I am your teacher. So it conveys a complete idea. Likewise, you are learning writing skills. That's another idea. Okay. But what about if you want to add two ideas? Okay. Two ideas. Okay. In order to add two ideas, you'll have to use compound sentences. Let me change the color. Compound sentences. And can somebody here tell me what exactly compound sentences are? Can you give me one example?
Sir,
Please power off your mic. Those who don't want to talk, but their mics are on, their family voices are here. So please power off your mics. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am, the one who wants to speak.
Sir,
Yes, please speak loud and clear.
sir, a compound sentence contains two ideas or two clauses or sentences which are joined by conjunction.
Okay,
Example is,
very good attempt. I must appreciate that very close to the definition. Okay,
sir,
compound sentences, in fact, let
sir,
me.
it has two independent clauses with a comma.
Okay, so they have two independent clauses. Okay. Now, what is an independent clause? My next question is. Independent clause.
Sir, an opinion.
Okay. An opinion.
Sir, a phrase that can stand on its own.
Yeah. Who said this?
Me, sir.
Who are you?
Mahat.
Mahad. Very good, Mahad. Mahad, pardon me, actually, I'm on looking at basically this blackboard and I can't see you this time. And
Okay,
therefore, I
sir.
couldn't identify your voice. Independent
Okay.
clause, in fact, is a clause that can stand on its own. Okay, this is something very particular about independent clause. Okay, that is a clause that can stand on its own. Okay. But what exactly it means? What exactly it means? That a clause that can stand on its own. It invites another question. And somebody other than Mahat can communicate it.
sir, I couldn't get you. Can you please repeat?
Sir,
I have already written it here, a clause that can stand on its own. But
sir, can I give an example?
what exactly it means?
Sir,
Yeah.
so it means that the sentence does not need any other sentence to convey the full meaning, like it conveys the whole meaning itself.
Yeah, fine. Now
Sir, it's
here,
a single opinion.
fine. Let me ask you a question here. Okay. I am your teacher. Can we call it an independent clause?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How can we call it an independent clause?
Sir, because it has a complete meaning of itself.
Okay. Well, there are two levels uh, at which or on which you can see a sentence whether it is an independent clause or not. The first level is, which is very, with naked eye you can understand it without thinking over it. It's structure. Change the color. It's structure. Structure. Okay. And after the structure, you have another symbol, and that one is its semantics. Okay. So you have two levels for the identification, okay, of clause levels. You have first one that tells you its structure, and the second one its semantics. And when I call semantics, what exactly it means? What is semantics? In my last video, I think so, I covered semantics as well. Are you with me? Okay. Well, yes. Semantics, in fact, if you have forgotten what semantics is,
Sir, it is the study of words and their meanings
yes,
and
semantics,
phrases.
in fact, semantics means in simple words, it is meanings, that's it. It's that simple, okay? Semantics is, uh, semantics is meanings, that's it, okay? Now, when the meanings of a sentence are complete, we call that it is a complete sentence, and every complete sentence, a single sentence, that is an independent clause. You can analyze it through its meanings, or you can analyze it through its structure. And what will be the, how can you say that the structure is complete? Any ideas?
Sir,
Yes, please go ahead.
sir, a complete sentence always consists of a subject, object, or a verb, or two of them. So
Okay.
it has the subject, object.
Okay, this smart, what you call it? Let me. Okay, this small part, I am your teacher. This small dot basically tells you structurally that something is complete. If a person who knows English and he puts a dot after certain words, he can only put a dot when the structure of the sentence is complete. Afterwards, or in other words, I mean, otherwise, he would never ever put a dot after it. Okay, so that is the structure. A very naked eye test whether it is a sentence or not. And those who said that SVO structure, they are also right that every basic sentence of English has these three parts. Okay. My today's topic was not simple sentence, it was compound. But before we go to compound sentence, we needed to understand something like independent clauses. And what we have so far concluded that an independent clause has a compound sentence has at least two independent clauses. Okay. Now let us write a couple of examples and then practice it. Okay, that's fine.
Sir, may I?
You want to add a sentence?
Yes.
Why not? Please go ahead.
I like coffee, comma, but they like tea.
I like coffee, comma,
Comma.
but they like. You are Hasnain?
Abdul Mohamed.
Abdul Mohiman. Okay, fine. But they like.
Tea.
Oh, okay, fine. That's a very good example. And here we
So
have.
can I add?
Yes.
So, I like to play football, but they prefer me hockey.
Okay, fine. So the second is also with but. I like to play soccer, but they
Prefer me hockey.
they prefer
Me hockey.
they prefer. I don't get you. They
They
prefer.
pref they prefer me to play hockey.
Okay, they they prefer me to play hockey. It is something like it doesn't make a sense. Basically, you want to say that they want you to prefer to play hockey. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. They don't prefer you. They want you to prefer to play hockey. Okay, but they want me to prefer hockey. Okay. Fine. Prefer to. They want me to prefer to hockey. Let me. I'll have to confirm it. But anyways, I have an idea that maybe we'll have to place a to preposition here and prefer to. No, maybe. But you can just Google it and see whether you will have to do it or not. I have an idea,
Yes.
but this time I will go with it in the same way. Okay. Uh, Next, what about this? This was, but what is but in these sentences? Let us analyze these two sentences before we go ahead, and for which I have chosen red color for analysis. What is but here? And then we have another but here. Okay. What is this? Okay. How can you name it in grammar? Okay, it has a smart name and it does a great job as well. It is called coordinating what? Coordinating conjunction. And what is that? But is
Adjoining word.
but is coordinating conjunction. Now I have taken but out, and then you see there are two complete sentences on the board. The first one is, it's tricky to make it straight. Yes. No, I don't want you to come here. I want you to go here. Okay. They like tea, and then I like coffee. No, no, I don't want you to behave like this, okay? Yes, that's it. I like coffee, they like tea. These are two independent clauses, and then we have a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions are words like, they are words like, let me write a couple of them here. They are words like and, but, or, nor, yet, etc. Okay. So they are such words. These are all coordinating conjunctions, and there may be more, but I have listed a few. Now here, our sentence analysis shows us that in a compound sentence, there are two independent clauses. This is the first one, and this is the second one. And in order to join them, there is one conjunction. Since these coordinate, therefore we call this conjunction a coordinating conjunction. And the weightage of grammatical weightage, let me write another term for you. I have coined it myself. I don't know whether linguists use it or not. But anyways, since I'm a teacher, I can coin terms for my class. And what was the term? I have forgotten. Okay. Maybe I remember it after some time. I like to play soccer. Yeah, that was, what was the weight I have used the word, if you remember it just? Do you remember what I uttered the word with weight? Anyone? Yes, that was grammatical weightage. I have better memory than you have. Okay. So, no problem.
Mashallah, sir.
Okay, fine. But but let me say
Yes, sir.
same mashallah for you as well when you answer my question. Uh, Coming back to grammatical weightage, let me write it here. Why? Because I know that you are working against me. You will not help me. Okay, grammatical weightage. W-E-I weight. W-E-I-G-H-T weight. Grammatical weight. Okay, the grammatical weight of these two. Let me underline them. Of these two is same. I like to play soccer. They like to play. They want me to prefer hockey. Okay. Now in these two, the grammatical weight of these two, if I name the first one uh, A and the second one B, okay, and let me write it here. The first one is A and the second one is B. So A equals B here. The grammatical weight of this part, the first part, this part, okay, here, and no, I don't want you to come back here. Let me undo it. Okay. The grammatical weight of this part equals the grammatical weight of this part. And this is an independent clause, and this one is another independent clause, and in between is a coordinating conjunction. But let us write one example with and. Okay, and who will help me write the example? Okay, number 3
So with
with and.
Sir,
Yes.
I love to play hockey and football.
Okay. I love to play hockey and I am going to the sea. That was a good example. What I think that was Fatih.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. That I have sound recognition of Fatih. I love to play hockey and I'm going to the field. Now here, what example Fassi gave us, if I rewrite it, that was also a good example, and I will number it as number 4 here. And that example said, I love to play hockey and
Football, sir.
and soccer. Now here, if if I say that sentence number 4 has equal grammatical weight, can somebody prove it? Can you prove it that fussy sentence has grammatical similar weight? and it is a compound sentence.
Sir, the fourth one, I love to play hockey and soccer.
And soccer, yes.
Sir, it does not have grammatical weight because soccer after the end, it doesn't have a full meaning. And it is not even a compound sentence.
Yes, sir. It's
Sir, sir,
How many?
isn't a compound sentence a combination of two simple sentences?
Yes, yes. Has it a grammatical weight or not? This is a very simple question, and I think so you should answer it in yes or no.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
no, sir.
no. Is there anyone who says yes? Let me lock my door. Maybe somebody comes and interrupts us. Okay. Let me analyze this sentence once again for you, and I will come to you again shortly. Okay. Let me write it for you. Okay. Number 4 again, but this time let us take a different ink. I love to play hockey and I love to play soccer. As a teacher of English, I love to play hockey and soccer. I read this sentence like that as a teacher of English. And when I analyze it, why? Because the understood part, let me underline the understood part. Let's make it yellow. Yellow will stand out. The understood part stays here, okay? An understood part is that part which needs not to be repeated in the structure. For example, it would be slightly odd if a buddy of yours comes to you and says, I love to play hockey and I love to play soccer. Okay. Maybe you will say that why don't you simply say and soccer? Why? Because it's already understood that the first part, that this part, I love to play. You may love to play more than one games, and there is no harm in doing so. Okay. So therefore, this is a compound sentence. This is the understood part, and this is the part which is said. Here, since it was a repetition, therefore, it was not written. So, Percy, hats off for you. You gave a good example. Now, your task starts
Sir.
with yes, please.
Sir, yani, that means that every sentence with a conjunction is a compound sentence with any type of conjunction.
Well, here this is overgeneralization. What I would not ask you to do. Here, I love to play. I love to play indicates a specific action, and after that, if you add and, it simply implies to both the actions, hockey and soccer, or hockey and other games. But in case you use and with a list of items, so it will not work in the same way. For example, I went to the market, or I say I purchased 1 kg onions and then 2 kg tomatoes, and cucumbers. Okay, but here again, yes, you can say that when you say and cucumbers. So here it implies the same sense. But in some sentences, when the verb is different, you cannot use it. For example, if there are two actions which are different, as I wrote, for example, here, if you see in this sentence, I love to play hockey and I am going to the field. Now here the verb is different, and therefore you will have to use and then you will have to write the verb as well to repeat it. And in this example, which Percy gave, there are two things which are being loved, and therefore, yes, in such examples you can generalize it, but not in all cases. There are billions and trillions of cases in language. Everybody uses English in a different way. So we cannot say that one structure can apply to all. I will not give you this liberty. However, if there is a structure you can share with me, I can analyze and then give you answer. Okay. Before we leave, just 2 minutes left. I would like you, each one of you, quickly write one example of a compound sentence in your diaries or on your computers or anything, whatever is available. Please go ahead, write one example quickly, because next time I will be working on. Let me check it. Do we have another class this week, or this is the last class? Do we have another class in this week?
No, sir, it's the last class.
Last class of this week. Okay. And then one more thing which I'd like to tell you, that is that in the next week you have one essay writing task, narrative essay writing task, but you will have to start it earlier. You need not wait for the next week, because next week during our first class, I will ask everybody to write the work. I mean to read the work in the classroom. Till next week, please get it reviewed, complete the task, and then get it reviewed, so that when I meet you here, you are ready with the task. Secondly, I will make a personal note that I come in contact with your mothers and your fathers as well, so that I will keep a note, those whose mics are not working constantly, so that I may talk to their fathers, either to give them smartphones or twist their ears if they are, making excuses, so that they may join and they may work properly. I will have to report them. I'll have to report to DVP as well, those who are working, who are participating, those who are sluggish, and those who do not even bother to show up in the class. Okay. So be with me, take care of yourself. If you have any questions, my time's up. I will, of course, answer your questions. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.